Well, hello YouTube. Another day in the shop. We're back to back. What's going on? Jeff lose his job? I don't know. No, I didn't. So the thing is that yeah, I threw myself there. I had to think, did I fire myself? Like, did I fire? Did I give myself the old heave-ho? Give myself the pink slip? No. So today in the shop, we're going to continue on the tail cone. We're in section 10.3 of the tail cone. So we've got some part alignment, things that we have to do right here. And then we got to take the pieces that we mocked up yesterday, these guys, and we got to attach them to some support spars, and then we got a match drill. So there's a lot of thinking going on today, and a lot of nerve-wracking stuff, because we got to get the alignments of the parts perfect, and then we got to match drill them out and then do all of that. So we've got that going on. I talked to Vans. The parts for the elevator, the Pro Seal, all that stuff is getting shipped out today. So it'll take, coming from Oregon to Florida. And I just want to say, I feel sorry for my friends up north. I really do. I got the door open. It's 79 degrees here in Florida. It was chilly the last couple days, but today it's 79. It's a beautiful day. So I got the door open, so you're gonna hear a lot of noise and stuff. But so today we've got some parts that we have to pull from the shelf. We've got some pieces that we have to align, and then we have to match drill. And it's just basically a lot of fabrication. I told you the tail cone it's all fabrication, right? We're building an airplane. But we've got, unlike other times where all the parts were pretty much stamped out, cut, drilled, everything was done, you just had to align them, clean them up, and put them together. Here we actually have to align them, match drill, assemble, cut the parts out of other parts, and it's just a lot of that work. So it's tedious, it's detailed. You make a mistake, you're gonna have issues. And like I said, Vans is about 2 weeks out. So if you make a mistake, have to order a part, it's going to put you 2 weeks behind. So you just got to kind of manage that as well, and everything. So yeah, you guys know the routine. This plane's not going to build itself, so I got to get to work. All right, so on this part here. So on this part here, they tell you got to be a 1/4 inch down. So this is this piece that we cut yesterday, right? So you got to be a 1/4 inch down is what it's saying, but it doesn't tell you how far from the edges, because it almost wouldn't, because of the roll here. So this is where you just have to think it through. So that there is a center pin here. You know that there's one dead center. This is 6.5 inches here, because you cut this yesterday according to the plans here. So 6.5. So what you can do, instead of trying to get it to align this way and doing all of this and trying to get it to work this way, what you do is you just go 3 1/4 in and you mark it. And then you drill this hole, and then you can line it up dead center. That way this piece sits dead center. And then of course you can then proceed to line up the bottom, now this is gonna be the trick, because the holes don't center, but you can kind of, get your angle here to make sure. I put these clecos in, and I'm kind of using these clecos, the distance from these clecos down, to try to center it up. That's what I'm going to do. But I just wanted to share that with you. So you got to kind of think through. This is the fabrication process of building your airplane. So you got to just kind of think. So this is 6.5. This hole here is dead center. So you can put your cleco in that hole first. get your mark, 3.25 in, drill your hole, and then, you know, cleco this in, and then from there, align laterally this way using these clecos here as your measuring point, or you can probably just eyeball it, and then you know that you got to come through that line right there. So that's that line right there, because that's 1/4 in. So there you go. So that makes sure that you're the right height away from the part, and that makes sure that you are you know, in the center. This sits in the center. So yeah, you just got to kind of think it through. But so I hope this helps you. All right, so I want to show you this, putting this guy in and what I came up with. So unlike this one where I did it from this side, I have to kind of do it from this side. So what do we know? We know that we have to be 7/16 from this edge here to here. So 7/16 is roughly, I want to say 11 millimeters. I have to, all right, so 7/16 is 11 millimeters. So what we did is I used my precision, can't find it here, gosh, I think I got a gremlin in here. He keeps on taking my stuff. So basically I went down 11 millimeters down here and I drew a line, right? And then roughly by eyeballing, so then I was able to line that line up and look through the holes. All right, so I found so I set this to 11 millimeters and I measured that line and drew a line for 11 millimeters. So we have that. I'm all fingers today. I don't know what it is. So we did 11 millimeters and I drew the line. So you can see this is on the back side. So the piece actually goes in like this into the part. So it's in this orientation. So then what I proceeded to do, and I used some wood here to kind of support my thing with the cleco in. So then what I did is I then took this and aligned those lines that I scribed, and I don't know how well you can see that, but I lined them up and then I went across, because theoretically they should line all the way, right? So that way I know I'm lined up. I should be able to see the line, get the line centered. All right, so that's the second part. So the line, I can now see my line through the hole, right? The third part is I took a rough measurement of these holes from the edge. You know, it's not rocket science. So I took a rough measurement. And then I went inside and I drew the line going up. Now, it's not precise, but I know that they're at equal distance from the edge, right? I know these lines are at equal distance from the edge. So then when you go back in here and align, now I have these little crosshairs that I can line up. So not only do I line up, I gotta find it, can I line it up here, but I can line up my little crosshair. And it's so much easier when you're not doing this. It's funny because every time I move my camera away, so I line up my crosshairs and I go across and I look at where it's at in relation to the other side, and I can see that I don't even see my crosshair, so I know I'm too far off to either the right or left, and there you go. So there we go. So now what I'm able to do is, and it's hard to kind of show you, but I get my crosshairs because I know they're the same distance, so I get them in the same position of the hole relative to each other, because they should be in the same position of the hole. Right? And that's easier to line them up. And then I kind of eyeball. So I notice now that my line is just that I need to actually do, to get them to line up, I actually need to draw, and I'm glad I slowed down. But I saw that the line, to line these up, I'm actually on the inside, not the outside. I'm glad I did that because I punched it on the outside. On the inside, it actually needs to be on the outside to get them to line up. So that's what I did. So I put the thing in here, and then I got them centered, looked at where they're relative to the lines, and then that tells me where I need to put my my punch to drill the first hole, right? And that's how I did it. So get your line drawn, get it centered in the holes, get a rough estimate, and so you guys know, and yours might be different because it depends if this is, mine's exactly 6.5 inches. So, you know, figure out how many millimeters it is from the edge. And in this case, it is just shy, so about 9 millimeters from the edge. And then draw your center lines, and then get these lined up in the center of the hole here, and get them equal to each other so they both look the same. Kind of eyeball it. You're going to have to kind of eyeball it. And that is going to tell you where you need to put your punch. So yeah, I was wrong. Yep, so the punch actually needs to be on the not the inside, but the outside. So I'll go ahead and punch this one on the outside, get it drilled, get it in there, and then line it back up, and then finish drilling. So that's how I did it. You just got to kind of work it out. So there you go. One position bulkhead. This is a bulkhead part is mocked up. Everything has been laid out and stuff. I will have to tell you, Dykem. Get this from Amazon, get it from a machine store or whatever, but Dykem is your friend. It will help you draw out the lines. The other thing that's really nice is get yourself a glass cutter. These things are really sharp. They do a really fine line and stuff. And then get yourself, obviously, a set of different types of rulers, precision rulers with these right angles in them. So there we go. So I still got to draw out a 5/8 hole here and here. But as you can see, I have this bulkhead is mocked up. So we could drill the hole, and this is getting exciting. Let's see. So this is 5.3, and we did all of that. And so now I've got some more angle iron. So I got to cut some more angle iron here and do some adjustments and everything, and then cut out some pieces. So I got to find this piece of angle iron, and they give you the dimensions, 1 inch by 1 inch, and it's 1/8 of an inch thick, so to make sure you get the right angle iron from your system. If you look here, 3/4, 3/4. So that's also important to make sure that you have the right angle iron, is to make sure that you get the right dimension angle iron. So there you go. All right, so on to page number 10.4 we go. All right, so we are working on the piece. So we need to get the AA6 125 1.1 angle iron. So you have to make sure you get the right piece. I mean, it's just, this is where it does get confusing. It's not really confusing. You just got to pay attention. AA6 AA 125 1x1. So there's a 17-inch piece in subkit 8, and then there is a real small piece in subkit 5. Well, obviously this is 5 inches, 1/4 inch by 5. So this is definitely not the piece you need. You need this one in subkit 8. Now, when you open up subkit 8, you need to pay attention because they tell you, they give you the dimensions of the part. They tell you it needs to be 1 inch by 1 inch, right? And I had to pull this part for this piece. Well, they tell you this is 3/4 by 3/4. 3/4 by, so you need to make sure that when you're pulling your parts out, that you're double checking the dimensions, and it's got to be 1/8 of an inch thick, an inch, and 1/8 of an inch thick. And I know I have to be 10 inches and 3/4, so the 5-inch piece definitely is not going to work. You ain't going to stretch it, right? It doesn't work that way. It's a metal. So you've got to, I can't stress to you, and these are mistakes that I have made, so I'm sharing them with you. To let you know that yeah, you can run into problems. So which, like I said, so what I've got to do is I got to cut this 10 3/4. So I have the piece here. I will check it. I've already checked it, but I'll check it again. You know, measure twice, cut once, and then I will fabricate this piece. I got to go in 5/32 at an angle. So this is, oh yeah, fun, lovely. This is going to be lovely. You guys know how I am about cutting at an angle. So I will definitely, yeah, this is going to be fun. This is going to be interesting. But I got to make sure that the tip to tip is 3/4 and 5/3. So here's the piece right here. So I've got that. I'm also got to pull out these pieces here and then all of these other ones. So I'm going to go ahead and just get the pieces pulled out like I always do. Get them for each page. I pull out the pieces, put them on the bench, and that way I'm not having to start, stop, go back and forth, all of that jazz. But I just want to stress that with you. Make sure there's a huge difference between this and this. One will work, and one you'll be calling vans to get a replacement part on. So make sure you take the time and understand that. All right, so we have all of the spar, the ribs, or I'd say spar frame, basically all clecoed together, going from the back, or from the front all the way to the back. So those are all done and ready to, or they're clecoed. And so now what I have to do is take that bundle way over there, right there, that bundle, and I've got to cut. There is a pattern here, so I got to cut those according to this cut schedule here. So I think this is a good time to call it a night. I do have a different saw blade coming. I have a, you guys have seen me use it many a times, my chop saw. I have a blade for aluminum coming for that chop saw, and I'll be here tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be cutting up stringers and stuff, and then getting a mock. But we got pretty good done. We started at 6.3, we're at 10.3, we're at 10.5 today. So this is awesome. Remove vinyl from this side only. Yeah, well, yeah. So we got a lot done today. So wow. We're gonna start putting some, now this is all preliminary, you know, getting it all mocked up and stuff. So I've got to do that. I also got to go get a drill bit. I need a drill bit. I got to drill this out to 5/8. I don't have that bit. So I have to go to one of the stores and get one of those, a 5/8 diameter drill to drill that out. So yeah. So yeah, let's put this out here. So what a day in the shop. You know, we got a lot done. We got these ribs done. I spoke with Advance. I spoke with Dykem today. Oh my gosh, it's amazing when you call a company. You know, and I know a lot of you guys are, oh, it's way too soon. No, it's not, because I've got to get the yaw bracket in. I've got to get the wing kits will be coming. I've got to order parts for that. You know, I had to talk to the tech support over there at Dykem to put in. I'm gonna go with the aileron trim system. I'm not gonna put, and I've got of course it comes with the electronic pitch trim as standard. But I got to get that aileron trim, make sure that's included in the wing kit. And so I'm gonna put the aileron trim in as well, and then the Dykem advanced system that I'm gonna go with. I decided, a lot of people, oh, it's way too early to decide about. No, it's not, and let me tell you why. Because I'm moving along. We're pretty busy, spending some good time. You know, you guys are seeing it. I told you at the first of the year I was gonna crank it up a little bit, and we're doing that. So so I got to make sure that those parts also are ordered and ready. There's a lot of back order. There's a lot of waiting for parts and stuff. Of course, I'm not going to get the electronics here, but I am going to start getting the brackets ordered and everything, because it's better to do that when the plane's apart, right? Get those brackets in for those servos and get that done. So yeah, we're moving right along here, and I would say hopefully by next week we should have a shell of the you know, we should have it mocked up. The tail cone section should be mocked up, But you know the rules. You know, if you want to hear God laugh, tell me your plans. But yeah, really happy with what we were able to get done, or what I was able to get done here in the in the shop tonight. And I appreciate you guys joining me and everything. I hope some of the things I'm showing you, you know, you're just gonna have to work it out. But I hope that some of the experience that I'm getting, you guys learn from. That's what it's all about. That's how I learned, watching other builders and everything. So, you know the routine. If you have a comment about building an airplane, leave it below. Keep it to the airplane. I'll get back to you. I'll respond. Tell your friends and you know your other builder friends about us, and you know, build a community and everything. But like always, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for spending time to watch my videos. Thank you for giving me great criticism and critique. That's awesome. I appreciate it. And like always, be safe. Take care of yourself. Take the time today to hug a loved one or call a loved one. Let them know that you're thinking about them. And like always, may God bless you.